Lord's version. What is the shloka number?
33, Prabhu. That verse is not finished.
Yeah, it will take time. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Nitya
Narayana Namaskritya
Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswati Vyasam
Devim Saraswati
Saraswati
Vyasam
Vyasam
Tato Jayam Dhiraye.
Tojayamudiraye
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Hey.
Bhagavate Muttamam Shloke
Ahameva Sameva Gre Yat Sat Asat Param
Nanyat sat asat param.
Pashadaham Yat Etacha
Paschadaham yad etacha.
Do Avashisheta So Asmi Aham.
Yu avashishyeta so asmyaham.
Brahma, I, the personality God who was existing before the creation, when there was nothing but Maya, so nor was there the metal nature, the cause of this creation. And that which you see now is also I, the personality of God. Now, after annihilation, what remains will also be I, the personality of God. Hare Krishna. So we continue to read. Till where we have read another feature.
Yes, Prabhuji, till here.
From here.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I read?
Prabhuji, can I read?
Okay, to read. Who wants
Can I read, Prabhuji?
paragraph? One paragraph.
In another feature of this verse, no one can deny the personalities of both the Lord and Brahma. Therefore,
Prabhuji,
in
please
the
mute
ultimate
everyone.
issue, both the predominator and predominated are persons.
Yes, Gaurangi.
The conclusion of the impersonalities that in the ultimate issue everything is impersonal. This impersonal feature stressed by
Beginning another feature of
okay,
this.
Prabhuji. In other feature of this verse, no one can deny the personalities of both the Lord and Brahma. Therefore, in the ultimate issue, both the predominator and predominated are persons. This conclusion refutes the conclusion of the impersonalist that in the ultimate issue everything is impersonal. This impersonal feature, stressed by the less intelligent impersonalist school, is refuted by pointing out that the predominator, I, is the absolute truth, and that he is the person. The predominating, I, Brahma, is also a person, but he is not the absolute for realization of one's self in spiritual physiology. It may be convenient to assume oneself to be the same principle as the absolute truth, but there is always the difference of the predominated and the predominator, as clearly pointed out here in this verse, which is
No,
grossly
done.
misused by the impersonalists. Brahma is actually seeing face to face his predominated Lord, who exists in his transcendental eternal form. Even after the annihilation of the material creation, the form of the Lord as seen by Brahma existed before the creation of Brahma, and the materiality
Creation of Brahma and material all the ingredient agents
creation. are also energetic expansion of the Lord. And after the exhibition of the Lord energy come to the close, what remains is the same personality of Godhead. Therefore, the form of the Lord exists in the circumstances of creation, maintains an annihilation. This Vedic hymns confirm this fact in the statement Vasudevava Edam Agra Asin na Brahma na Chya Sanskara Eko Narayanam Asin na Brahma Neshanam, etc. Before the creation, there was none except Vasudeva. There was neither Brahma nor Shankara, only Narayana was there, and no one else, neither Brahma or Ishana. Sripada Shankaracharya also confirms in his comments on the Bhagavad Gita that Narayana or the personality of Godhead is transcendental to all creation, but the whole creation is the created but the whole creation is the product of avyakta. Therefore, the difference between the created and the creator is always there, although both the creator and created are of same quality. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. This we did yesterday. Let us continue. Hare Krishna, Totaji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Continue.
The other feature of this statement is that the supreme truth is Bhagavan, or the personality of Godhead. The personality of Godhead and his kingdom have already been explained. The kingdom of Godhead is not void as conceived by the impersonalists. The Vaikuntha planets are full of transcendental variegatedness, including the four-handed residents of those planets with great opulence of wealth and prosperity. And there are even airplanes and other amenities required for high grade personalities. Therefore, the personality of Godhead exists before the creation, and he exists with all transcendental variegatedness in the Vaikuntha Lokas. The Vaikuntha Lokas, also accepted in the Bhagavad Gita as being of the Sanatana nature, are not annihilated even after the annihilation of the manifested cosmos. Those transcendental planets are of a different nature altogether, and that nature is not subjected to the rules and regulations of material creation, maintenance, or annihilation. The existence of the personality of Godhead implies the existence of the Vaikuntha Lokas, as the existence of a king implies the existence of a kingdom.
That's great. So generally, in many philosophies, they think after the death, there's becoming vacuum. In fact, in the most of the philosophies, I rare to find anything after liberation. They think liberation means something void. After death, rest in peace. They even pray for that. Now this died, I pray for him to rest in peace. But actually, the fact is, peace is okay, but rest is not possible for the soul. A soul cannot rest. Soul is so much full of energy all the time. And in case it hasn't liberated, the activities will increase. Suppose a patient is in hospital, the activities are very painful. Walking around when you are having high fever, everything is painful. You just take rest on the bed. Once you are healthy, you want to take rest? No, you like to do activities. So it is so painful. Material life is painful, definitely. But once you get liberated from the limitations of material life, the soul will be full of activities. The spiritual word proper says Krishna is unlimited, and the energy of the devotees to serve the Lord is also unlimited. So what is the question of this rest? Rest. There is no rest possible for the soul. Soul is always fresh. When you take rest in the night, it's not the soul taking rest. It's the body taking rest and the mind taking rest, not the soul. Soul is always fresh. And in the spiritual world, it is said, Urda Moolam Adashaka, where in the 15th chapter, this word is a reflection of the spiritual world. When the reflection is looking so attractive to us, just imagine how beautiful the spiritual world will be, and unimaginably beautiful. You read Bhagavatam, there is a discussion of the spiritual world in detail, what we are reading now. So personality Godhead kingdom already been explained. Narayana para avyakta. That's what the Shankaracharya said. The abode of the Lord is totally transcendent the material world. The existence of the king implies the existence of the kingdom. So say king is there, Narayana. Definitely his kingdom is also not he's standing alone there. So there are devotees and there are so many things. Yes, Totaji, continue.
Ji Prabhu. In various places in Srimad Bhagavatam and in other revealed scriptures, the existence of the personality of Godhead is mentioned. For example, in Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, 8th chapter, 10th verse, Maharaja Parikshit asked, Sachapi yatra purusho vishwastiti udbhavapyayah muktvatma mayam mayesha shete sarva guha shayaha. How does the personality of Godhead, the cause of creation, maintenance, and annihilation, who is always freed from the influence of the illusory energy and is the controller of the same, lie in everyone's heart? Similarly, also is a question of Viduras. Tattvanam Bhagavatam Tesham Kathidha Prati Shankramaha Tatremam Ka Upasiram Ka Uvid Anushe Prate. Bhagavatam 3.7.37. Sridhar Swami explains this in his notes. During the annihilation of the creation, who serves the Lord, lying on the sesha, etc. This means that the transcendental Lord, with all his name, fame, quality, and paraphernalia, exists eternally. The same confirmation is also in the Kashi Khanda of the Skanda Purana in connection with Dhruva Charita. It is said there, Nachyavante api yad bhaktam mahatyam pralayapadi ato achyuto akhile loke sa ekha sarvago abhyayaha. Even the devotees of the personality of Godhead are not annihilated during the period of the entire annihilation of the material world. Not to speak of the Lord himself, the Lord is ever existent in all three stages of material change. The impersonalist adduces no activity in the Supreme. But in this discussion between Brahma and the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, the Lord is said to have activities also, as he has his form and quality. The activities of Brahma and other demigods during the maintenance of the creation are to be understood as the activities of the Lord. The king or the head executive of a state may not be seen in the government offices, for he may be engaged in royal comfort. Yet should be understood that everything is being done under his direction and everything is at his command. The personality of Godhead is never formless. In the material world, he may not be visible in his personal form to the less intelligent class of men, and therefore he may sometimes be called formless. But actually, he is always in his eternal form in his Vaikuntha planets, as well as in other planets of the universe as different incarnations. The examples of sun is very appropriate in this connection. The sun in the night may not be visible to the eyes of men in the darkness, but the sun is visible wherever it has risen. That the sun is not visible to the eyes of the inhabitants of a particular part of the earth does not mean that the sun has no form.
Okay,
In yeah,
this much we take today. Okay. Thank
Ji,
you, Totaji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Because supreme truth is personality of Godhead, God's kingdom is explained, is not void. God's kingdom is not void. We don't go into rest. There is full of varieties, full of activities, full of happiness. We have an opportunity to go there. We could have planned the full of variety. Shankaracharya introduced to this much time, Aham Brahmasmi. I am not body, there is spirit. But in the variety in the spirit, he did not introduce. That was later brought out by Vaishnavacharyas. And that's what Bhagavatam always spoke. Wealth and prosperity, there is even aeroplanes and amenities required by high grade personalities. Everything is there. Therefore, the personality Godhead exists before the creation. In fact, this is The creator has to be there before the creation. That is our common sense. Before they can exist with all the transcendent varieties in the Vaikuntha Loka, that nothing happened. That not never destroyed. That is Sanatana, Parastasmadu Bhava Anyat Vyakta Avyakta Sanatana. Sanatana means eternal. That abode is eternal and devotees always stay eternal. It's the jail of the mental world is sometimes created and then destroyed, created, destroyed, but not the spiritual world, which is eternal. The Vaikuntha also accepted in the Bhagavad Gita part of the Sanatana nature. Vyakta Vaksana are not annihilated even the time annihilation metal world. Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravatu Arjuna Mamupet Konteya Punarjanma Na Vidyate. Those transcendental planets are of different nature altogether. We don't have any experience of that. But Prabhupada used to give simple explanation in Varathayatra saying, there is different between body and spirit, same way there is different between spiritual world and material world. Just like soul and body are different, spiritual world is different from material world. Those transcendental planets are of a different nature altogether, and the nature is not subject to the rules and regulations of material creation. There is one of the big axioms of science which is wrong. The axiom says everywhere in the cosmic manifestation, the same laws are active. Is an assumption. Need not be true. Need not be true. Why it has to be true everywhere? Here everything has birth, the old age diseases. It doesn't have to be there. Correct? This is the assumption, which is wrong. So they're not subject to rules and regulations, metal creation, maintenance. Nothing metal energy works there, no metal laws work there. Even time is not present there. Time in this world means everything is one day put to destruction. That time doesn't exist there. Nobody destroys there. Everything is eternal. The existence of personality Godhead implies the existence of Vaikuntha Loka as the king implies. It's the king, obvious. The eighth place in Srimad Bhagavatam, a personality Godhead is mentioned. Now, Prabhupada is giving some references. 2:8:10. How does the Lord stay within everybody's heart? It is the cause of creation, maintenance, and annihilation. How does the stay? Who is the cause of creation, maintenance, and annihilation? That means it's beyond this creation. During the annihilation, who serves the Lord? That means he exists even after annihilation. Lying on the Shesha, etc. Who serves? Transcend all name, fame exists eternally. Same confirms in Kashi Kanda, Skandapura Kanashram, Dhruvacharita. It is said, the devotee's personality, Godhead, are not annihilated even into the period of the entire annihilation of the material world. The devotees are not annihilated, Vaikuntha is not annihilated, material world is annihilated. That is temporary. Not to speak of the Lord himself, the Lord is ever existent in all three stages of material change. So these devotees of Vaikuntha Loka, their activities are full of pleasure and sweet pastimes. There is no need to interrupt that for the Lord. The material world is full of foolishness. There is a limit. After that, Krishna destroys the material world. And sometimes there's no use. Then, okay, I give them another chance. Again, Krishna says, you get fed up. And then it's okay, I'll give them another chance. This cycle is going on. Basically, our activity is kind of a headache, go beyond the tolerance, and Krishna destroys the world. And for millions and trillions of years, we are lying in a stage of where, you know, there's no creation. They destroyed everything. And Krishna says, I'll give them one more chance. Again, he does the creation. Again, he watches our activity. We think our activity is very wonderful, but actually we are headache on the Lord. Therefore, Krishna release a headache, destroying this world. So sometime, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And again, gives one more chance. Again, destroys. It is Ananta Shesha on this Lord is lying, becomes so irritated. Sankarshana on Ananta Shesha, either way we say. Seeing the people not taking any advantage of so much opportunities given to advance spiritually. So no use. The fire is created by Sankarshana. Lord Shiva gets an indication, start dancing Tandava, and they destroy the whole creation. And Krishna says after time, okay, I'll give them one more chance. That's how it is going on. Spiritual worlds, there's no need to interrupt their pastimes because there is sweet, pure love. Material world is like one person trying to boss over, exploit another person. Enough is enough of that nonsense. Okay, stop it for some time. And then again, that's what will happen. Okay, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Aishwarya Mataji, would like to add something.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says Mayavati is as Krishna Parati, and we know the story of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He was a Mayavati, and then Mahaprabhu in 7 days he proved the Vaishnavism and everything. So even Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Bhaktivinoda Thakur used his pen as a sword and cut down all the Mayavadi philosophies with his books. So we have to follow our Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra in order to have to get questions for these things, and don't believe the Mayavadi concepts. And that's we know Shiva, Lord Shiva came as Shankaracharya and did all that, but he himself says Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, and he also wrote the Gita Mahatmya. So those people are not seeing where Shankaracharya himself says to worship Krishna, and about the form of the Lord, about the Vaikuntha planets, even residents in Vaikuntha planets. Everything is very clear and given in Bhagavatam, and we should take shelter of Bhagavatam and believe all these things. We should have faith in the Shastras and then interpret. Otherwise, we'll be just wasting the human form of life. And yes, Prabhupada says we are chanting more and more and reach to Shuddhanam so that we can actually chant after liberation. So after liberation is the real service starts. So here we are just practicing to how to serve the Lord, but the real service start after liberation. That most of the Mayavadis they don't know, because they want Sayuja Mukti and merge with the Lord where there is no service. But a devotee never agrees for that. A devotee always want to serve the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you very much. So that an opportunity for service is there, opportunity to go back to Vaikuntha is there. And Acharya Srila Prabhupada gave personal example for us how to serve the Lord. Very important point. Real service will begin after liberation. Because Brahmabhuta Prasannatma Na Shochati Ne Kanchati Sama Sarve Bhutesho Madhubhakti Labate Param. Then the real service starts. We are serving today Krishna, but it's not pure, it's not very pleasing to the Lord. It's like serving chapati to the Lord burnt. That's what we are giving now. But once we have to give proper chapati, that is after liberation. Actually, service is done out of love and attention. Yes, Hare Krishna. Somebody has any other thing to add? Everybody is waiting to eat Dwadashi feast. Hare Krishna. Many people. Anybody did Nirjala yesterday? Everybody silent. Jala, Safala.
Ji Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Safala Prabhuji.
Safala.
Yes.
Prabhuji. Safala.
Safala.
Hare
Safala.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Safala. Sajala. Nirjala.
Krishna Prabhu. Checking for new messages.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
One buffer stove class Brooke Colin Kavya Mamkoma, dear students,
Hare
from Monday, 18th of January 2020. Home button out of region.
Be careful. Please be careful with
Hare
your.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Tap to activate full stop.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Tell him, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Today is Jagadish Pandit, Sri Jagadish Pandit Ji's appearance day. I came to know through Vaishnava calendar.
Some background noises.
Yeah, that's the voice, sir.
Yeah. Jagadish?
Pandit Ji's appearance day today.
Let me just check. Aishwarya Mataji, whose appearance is there today?
Yes, Prabhuji, Jagadish Pandit, who was there in Mahaprabhu Sankirtan movement. And not much is given about him, but it's his appearance. He was there in Mahaprabhu Sankirtan.
Hare Krishna. So every day you can offer prayers. Somebody.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah, Mataji.
See that story when we are performing that Ekadashi, along with that stories of Ekadashi on particular should be read, Prabhu. it should someone should put it in the group or have a class on the everyday when if someone takes class or the particular Ekadashi day. Prabhu.
ठीक है?
Ekadashi stories are really very good to hear.
ठीक है? We will try. Somebody can just summarize it. It's quite
Yes.
big actually.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, in the Ekadashi calendar, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
In the Ekadashi calendar, there is the stories are available because I had read one of them, I think. Yeah. Yesterday I had read. It's available. Like when you press Ekadashi, there down it is available. Like
Yeah. What did he say?
Prabhuji, the stories of Ekadashi are available in the calendar.
Yeah. If you download Vaishnava calendar, it is there. No problem. She said we can all read together.
Yes, Prabhuji. That also would be nice. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Long story. Somebody
Hare
can.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji. Anything else? Vancha kalpatarubhascha vipasandriva evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnava namo nama. Anant Vaishnavind ki.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Astanga Namaskara Prabhuji.
Anybody in Bangalore, welcome to our place. Big feast now.
Thank you, Prabhu.